Things just keep getting better for the Dodgers. Right time, right place. And this is what I kept telling you about, the perfect storm, right? I've been bringing up the perfect storm for months, and it's finally happening the way it's supposed to. And where are the haters right now? There were a lot of you saying the Dodgers aren't going to win the division. They're not going to make it to the playoffs. They've officially locked in their 13th straight playoff appearance. 13 straight. So all the haters that were saying Dodgers aren't going to do this, Dodgers aren't going to do that, stuff it, all right? Because the Dodgers are on their way to another World Series win. Take that, Padre fans. All right, let's get down to business. Was that too harsh? I think that was too harsh. All right. We'll talk about him in a second, but let's talk about the standings right now because the numbers don't lie. Take a look. Take a look. See, Dodgers on top, 7-3 the last 10 games. 4-6 the Padres are the last 10 games. That's not going to get it done. And there's the difference. 4 games back, the Padres. The Diamondbacks now 10 games back. The Giants, they are 11 games back. And they are on the verge of getting swept. We just need to win 2 more, and they're done, right? But that's how it's looking. What's the rest of the schedule for the Dodgers? How does that play out? Well, there you go. 2 against the Giants, 3 against the Diamondbacks, and 3 against the first-place Mariners. When can you ever say that? You'd have to take that one back to the Ken Griffey days to be able to say first-place Mariners. Are you kidding me? So that's why the Dodgers need to have this crap wrapped up. This stuff needs to be wrapped up. You don't want to be dealing with that. You don't want the Mariners to be the last team you face and they could do whatever they want. You don't want that because you want to have it all cinched up before then, and the Dodgers will. Well, they've already cinched up a playoff spot. So what does the playoff brackets look like, Brad J? Explain. There you go. We were talking about this last week. Dodgers are going to face the Mets. This is pretty much going to happen. Dodgers aren't going to catch the Phillies. They're not going to catch the Brewers. That's not going to happen. They're going to end up in that number 3 spot, and that's just the way it is, especially with 8 games left. So they're going to face the Mets, and I like that opportunity to play the Mets first. I think that gives the Dodgers a great advantage. They know the Mets. They know the players on the team, and it's a good team for them to match up against. I'd rather see the Dodgers match up against the Mets. And Mike Nelson and I talked about this the other day. Much rather see the Dodgers face the Mets other than Phillies or Milwaukee right off the bat. Beat up on the Mets, then move to the Phillies, spank them, and then take care of business with the Brewers. That's what the Dodgers absolutely need to do, right? And that's how things are shaping up. Okay, well, bad news and some might say some good news too as well. Kopech is out. That's not good news. But what's good? But that's bad news, okay? I'm not harshing on Ko. But I'm telling you what that does, though. It does free up a spot for the bullpen with Kopech being out for the remainder of the season. If he's out the rest of the season, I don't see him going on the playoff roster. I just don't see it happen. Now, Sasaki had a good outing. They've been talking a lot about putting him in the bullpen. Is he the guy that would take that spot? Or would Stewart, who's coming back, who's had some experience pitching this year, he's been injured, but he's back, would he take that spot? Well, only the Dodgers are going to be able to tell us who that person's going to be, but Kopech looks like is going to be done for the season, and I doubt very seriously they would even think about putting him in for the postseason since he just did not have the command that he was looking to have. Smith most likely out until right now he's eligible today. So he's eligible. Will Smith is eligible to come back today and play. But he is most likely going to be out until the end of the season, which is 8 more games. And you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with that. Ben Rortvedt has been stepping the heck up in place of Will not being there. Ben did not get the start yesterday. Dalton got the start and went 0 for 3. Not a good look on that. Much rather see Ben Rortvedt get in there and get those reps because I think Ben is your future number 2 going into the postseason. I don't think Dalton's that guy. I really don't. The pitchers are hyped on Ben, but you never know with Roberts. You have no idea what he's going to do. But we do know that Will Smith will be out through the rest of the 8 games left on in the season. And a big day, of course, the GOAT retires. Sad to see him go, Clayton Kershaw. But let me just say this, and Look, this is no shade whatsoever that I'm trying to throw on Kershaw. No shade, okay? None whatsoever. I will say this. His record this year, 10-2, solid, 355, 77 strikeouts, 106 innings pitched. Got his 3,000. I was at the game at Dodger Stadium. That was also a walk-off for Freddie Freeman. That was a great game to be at, to see the GOAT get it. And you know what? Deserves massive credit. First-year Hall of Famer. Put that dude in right away. But here's why that was a good decision for Kershaw, okay? There's been a few games as of recent where he's given up 4 runs or about 3 to 4 runs in the first innings. And that's the problem that he tends to have, is that first inning blues for Kersh. And when that happens, you're setting your team up for failure, especially if your bullpen's not trustworthy. And Dodgers have been down 3 and 4. And I know that Kershaw knows the velocity of his fastball is not what it used to be. 89, I think maybe he touches 90 still. Public enemy number 1, of course, the curveball that everybody knows that he's had forever, solid. But you can't just leave on that. And I think the reason Kershaw's smart by getting out after this season, don't come back and tarnish what you've done. Even maybe it doesn't tarnish it, but you're not going to have a 10-2 season, a 3.55 ERA. It's not going to get better if you came back next year. And I think he knows that. And he doesn't want to take up a spot too as well. And it's been 18 amazing years for that dude. So my thoughts on there, I think it's so smart of him to get out while he's going to get out. But now, does that mean the Dodgers put him as a starter? Does he go to the bullpen? Obviously, you're going to know you're not leaving him off the postseason roster. There's no way they do that since he's retiring. And it also, does this give the Dodgers something to play for, right? Does this give the Dodgers the motivation that they need to get across the finish line? Because a lot of people said they're not motivated, they're not playing hard, they're not doing it. And maybe with the Kershaw retirement being his last year, does that change the fact now the Dodgers go, look, we got to let this guy end up on top. He needs to be another World Series champion, so we're going to do everything in our power to take care of business. And that's exactly what I think that could motivate the players. So, look, if you're doing it for the Kersh, if you're doing it for the title, you're doing it for the ring, whatever the case may be, you just got to get it done. So I like the fact that this is happening for the Dodgers. And also, look, 8 games left. That is it. 8 games left is all the Dodgers have to deal with. And then you're done. You're done. There's the standings right there. They're going to grab the number 3 spot. There's no way they don't grab that 3 spot. You see where they are, 4 games back with 8 left. You go 500 and you're securing that spot. You win 4 out of 8, you're still securing that spot. I don't see how the Dodgers give that up. So look to the Dodgers being playing the Mets, but you know what? You still got to finish strong. The Dodgers got to come out. They got to crush it. They got to get the wins. It's time to take care of San Francisco, get another win today, get another one tomorrow, call it the sweep, face Arizona, beat the crap out of them for 3 games, and then whatever happens in Seattle because it doesn't even matter at that point, right? You've already sensed it. So, hey, that's going to do it. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. I'm Brad J. As you go through the day, think Dodger Blue, and let's go Dodgers. Let's get that 3rd win against San Francisco in a row. Let's make it happen. Go Dodgers.